The desert is silent. Wind sweeps across endless sands, and there it stands, unchanging, unyielding, eternal. The great Sphinx of Giza. Half lion, half man, but entirely mystery. For centuries it has guarded the pyramids, its gaze locked eastward, watching the rising sun. Yet the question remains, what is it really guarding? Legends whisper of something beneath, not just stone or tunnels, but a chamber. A chamber they call the Hall of Records, a library not of books, but of forbidden knowledge, a vault of ancient secrets said to hold the true story of humanity's past. A past that stretches far beyond the pharaohs, beyond dynasties, and perhaps even beyond history itself. In 1993, seismic scans shook the world of Egyptology. Researchers probing the bedrock beneath the Sphinx discovered anomalies, voids, hollow spaces where there should have been only solid stone. The results hinted at something impossible: artificial cavities beneath the ancient monument. Officially, the reports were dismissed as natural formations, geological cracks, but the evidence refused to be buried. Some saw the scans as proof that something is down there, waiting. And if it exists, what could it contain? The answer, perhaps, lies in myth. The legendary American psychic Edgar Cayce once spoke of the Hall of Records. He described it as a vault of Atlantean knowledge, sealed beneath the Sphinx before the Great Flood. According to Cayce, the records hold the blueprint of a lost civilization, technology that defied time, and the truth about where humanity really came from, a truth too dangerous, too powerful to be revealed. Skeptics laughed, historians rolled their eyes. But what if Cayce wasn't simply imagining? What if ancient Egypt itself inherited knowledge from a forgotten age, from a civilization erased by cataclysm? The Sphinx itself provides troubling clues. Its body bears scars of water erosion, evidence that it once stood in a climate of torrential rains. But Egypt has not seen such rains for thousands of years, long before the first pharaoh sat on a throne. This means the Sphinx may predate dynastic Egypt by millennia. Who then built it, and why carve a human face onto a lion's body? Unless perhaps it wasn't a lion at all. The head is disproportionately small compared to its massive body. Many researchers believe the face was recarved, perhaps during the Old Kingdom. Originally, the Sphinx may have been entirely leonine, a cosmic guardian. Later rulers reshaped it to resemble themselves, leaving us with a puzzle half finished. If the face was changed, what else was hidden? In the late 20th century, Egyptian authorities quietly sealed off certain tunnels near the Sphinx. Access was denied, research halted. Why? Some claim archaeologists had stumbled upon narrow shafts leading downward, towards something vast. Others whisper that strange artifacts were uncovered, objects that didn't belong in any timeline we know. Metal tools where stone should have been, symbols carved in languages we cannot read. Then the story goes silent, and silence is often the loudest truth. Ancient texts echo the mystery. The Egyptian Book of the Dead speaks of hidden chambers of wisdom guarded by sacred beings. The Edfu texts speak of the primeval ones who brought knowledge from the stars, builders of temples before Egypt even existed. Could these be fragments of a much older memory, passed down in myth after myth? If these texts were literal, then the Sphinx may be the key, not just a monument, but a marker, a guardian placed to protect the greatest secret of all.
From Mesopotamia to Mesoamerica tells the same story of a great flood. The Sumerians had their deluge myth. The Bible speaks of Noah. The Mayans spoke of an age destroyed by water. Different lands, different tongues, yet the same memory. What if the Sphinx is not just Egyptian? What if it is global? The Hall of Records, if it exists, may be a time capsule, a warning left by those who came before. Casey suggested that within its walls are prophecies of the future, not just records of the past. Writings that describe cycles of destruction, the rise and fall of civilizations, and the eventual rebirth of humanity. Was the hall meant to be opened at a certain time, or never at all? Look deeper into history and more patterns emerge. Across the world, cultures speak of gods who descended from the sky and brought civilization. Osiris and Thoth in Egypt, Quetzalcoatl in Mesoamerica, Viracocha in Peru, all described as teachers of astronomy, agriculture, and architecture. Could they have been survivors of Atlantis or visitors from elsewhere? If the Hall of Records lies beneath the Sphinx, perhaps it contains evidence of these encounters, evidence humanity is not alone and never was. But here lies the unsettling question. If such knowledge exists, why has it not been uncovered? Why does every attempt to explore beneath the Sphinx meet resistance, secrecy, or sudden silence? Some suggest political motives. Others whisper of cover-ups. Perhaps revealing the hall would destabilize religions, governments, and scientific institutions built on the current version of history. Or perhaps it contains truths that point to something far darker, a forgotten chapter of humanity erased for a reason, a warning that what happened once could happen again.
Consider the pyramids themselves. These massive monuments are not merely tombs, but machines of stone, aligned perfectly with the stars of Orion's belt. Did the builders encode cosmic knowledge within their architecture? And if the pyramids are the visible symbols, is the Hall of Records the hidden archive, the place where the true why is explained? Some researchers believe the pyramids and the Sphinx are part of a much larger, ancient system, a geodetic network that maps the Earth itself, connecting sacred sites across continents. Could this be why similar structures appear in far-off lands, built by cultures that supposedly never knew each other? Now imagine walking into the Hall of Records. Dust swirls in the torchlight as ancient stone doors grind open after thousands of years. Inside, rows of crystalline tablets glow faintly, untouched since the age of Atlantis. Strange devices lie dormant, their purposes forgotten. Walls etched with star maps, some depicting constellations as they appeared tens of thousands of years ago. A library that doesn't simply tell history, it redefines it. What would such a discovery mean for us? Would it unite humanity under a shared origin, or fracture us even more? And what if the hall is not empty? Myths often describe the guardians of forbidden places, spirits, watchers, or even beings placed there to protect the knowledge. Could something still guard the Hall of Records? Could opening it unleash not just knowledge, but something unintended? Ancient curses, or worse, warnings about powers we are not ready to use. The sands of Egypt guard their secrets well. The Sphinx waits, silent and unyielding, its gaze fixed on eternity. Perhaps it has already seen civilizations rise and fall, knowing one day its secret will be uncovered. Perhaps the Hall of Records is real, lying in silence beneath the paws of stone, containing the lost story of who we were and who we are destined to become.